one of my uncles from when I was younger. He used to call me Playbwoi. So I had a couple different rap names, but when I really started to take it serious, I had to find something that I felt like was marketable. So when I was like 15 or 16, I just went with the Playbwoi name.
Now, what were the other different names you had?
Like Lil C or Sincere, just a bunch of crazy names. You know, I was young, so, you know, I was in the mind of a teenager when I was coming up with all these names, but Playbwoi just stuck.
These other names that you had, were these names you came up with or somebody actually called you and you ran with?
Well, Lil C, I'm a junior, well, not technically, but I'm named after my dad. Me and my dad got the same first name. So
Okay.
Lil C came from just me being a younger version of my dad, and the other names was just stuff that I thought of.
Now, why did your uncle call you Playbwoi?
I don't know. I really feel like, I don't really know, to be honest, but it's just something that stuck with me, and I was like always into women. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I could remember, so maybe that could be a part of it. But really, it's just like, you know, every kid from the hood got a nickname that they don't really know why they got the nickname, but yeah, that's how it came about. That's the origin of my name.
You produce and you rap.
Yes.
Which came first, production or rap?
Music. Music.
Okay.
When I was like 9 years old, me and my cousin Lil Wayne, we was always bored, so we used to we started off putting 2 radios together, one to record and the other one was to play the beat, and we'd just mumble rap over the whole beat, and that's how really it started. And from there, I was really always the serious one, so they just did it for fun, but I really took it serious, and from there, I just fell in love with music.
And this is a different Lil Wayne. This is not Dwayne Carter.
Yeah, it's my cousin on my dad's side, one of my closest cousins.
Now, okay, you had 2 other names before Playbwoi. So, were any of these names like a okay? So, like Lil C, was that more when you were a producer, or was that you as a rapper?
Well, no, I didn't start producing until I was like at least like 20.
Okay.
20. I started producing because I was in the streets real heavy, but I found out I had a son on the way. So I was trying to find a way out of the streets, and I was already like, I had just put out my first CD. Well, it was before I was working on my first CD, so I was just trying to find a way out. And really production, me being an artist, I already knew the people to sell the beats to. So it was just something that came natural, really.
I see, I got you. So I guess Lil C was a rap name then. And what was the other name? Sincere?
Lil C was really more like I said, a nickname given to me by my family or my great grandma.
Okay,
because I was Little Cornell. My real name is Cornell.
Okay.
So my dad's name is the same, so that's where the Lil C came from.
But when you were first starting out rapping, you went by Lil C?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you changed your name, you were still just rapping. When you changed your name to Sincere, or you went by Sincere, you were still rapping, you weren't doing production?
Yeah, I wasn't really like no real, like, it was still a hobby. Okay. Even though I took it serious, but I wasn't old enough. Like I said, I started at 9 years old, so I really didn't start getting into the real studios until about 18.
So when you actually started producing, did you change your name at that point?
Yeah, it was already Playbwoi. I had already had music out or whatnot. So yeah, I was already known as Playbwoi.
Did any of those name changes, and I know it was early in your career, but did any of those name changes at those times, did they ever hurt your brand for changing the name or no?
No, because I really didn't have a brand yet. Like, I was just starting. But I don't know, I guess I had enough charisma in the city and enough people that knew me and just gravitated to my music that it really wasn't too hard to make or create a buzz or create a name for myself from my area, well, in my area.
Now, I know sometimes when people, they're branded with a name, right? They've been known for that name for quite some time. They're kind of stuck with it in a sense. But some people deep down inside, they wish they went by a different name, even though they're known for whatever name they are at the time. Have you ever felt like that? Okay, even though I'm Playbwoi, secretly I wish I could be under a different name.
Yeah, only because it's a lot of Playboys. So sometimes I do get mixed up with Playbwoi Carti or the other Playbwoi on the beat. But, I mean, it happens. So, But that's why I added the Great to my name, Playbwoi Tha Great, to kind of separate me from the other Playboys in the industry. So technically my name is Playbwoi Tha Great.
I see.
Yeah.
Have you bumped into any of those other Playboys or worked with them in some capacity?
Playbwoi on the beat, met him in BR like a few weeks ago, but I ain't met Playbwoi Carti, but he pretty dope.
No beef with the name with Playbwoi on the beat there?
No reason.
Okay. Now, if you were to have this other name come out, care to share what it would be?
I mean, I'd probably just go with my birth name, I guess. It seemed like that's what everybody doing, or not necessarily their birth names, but just common government names or whatever, you know, because I know some artists might go by a real name, but it's not their name, you get what I'm saying? But I'm too old to be trying to be another little something or big something. I just be myself.
Now, what is your ethnicity?
I'm black, but I got a lot of Creole in my family. A lot of people say I look like I'm like from like Egypt, or like I'm
Egyptian?
some of Egyptian descent or whatever. But nah, as far as I know, I'm all nigga.
The Creole side, does that come from mom's side, dad's side?
My dad.
Okay. Do you speak any other languages?
No.
Aside from English?
No.
You don't. Now, just curious, what about as far as racism? Throughout your life, did you face any obstacles being black in America?
Yeah, all the time.
Was there like a worse incident out of all the times that you have faced racism of some sort?
And I got accused of stealing TVs out of Walmart on Black Friday. Yeah, they escorted me out of there. But I don't know how they would just say I was stealing TVs.
I would think it's either somebody probably saying they saw you and told somebody, or maybe they saw it on camera.
Well, you know how the lines be so long on Black Friday. Me and my son and mama, we was rotating out of the line. So I kept coming in, she going out, you know what I'm saying? So they seen it and they pointed me out of everybody, embarrassed me, grabbed me by my arm and made me leave. Like, the police just walked up to me like, I got a complaint about you stealing TVs. Like, how the fuck I'm gonna steal a TV? Why would I steal a TV and walk back in the store and get in line and post up? Like, I knew that was just straight. They just singled me out, you know. They was discriminating.
So how did you cope with that then and there? I mean, obviously you got kicked out, but how did you deal with it at that point? Like,
fuck the police. I had me feeling like Boosie, man. Fuck the police. Hate them motherfuckers.
Now, when it comes to the police, do you know your rights?
Yeah, I know I got the right to remain silent.
That's one of them.
That's all I need to know. I ain't talking to them bitches.
Now, have you ever had the opportunity yet to travel overseas?
Nope, not yet, but I'm ready.
Is there any particular place you really want to go?
I want to go to London.
Like, why London?
It look real nice over there. It look real nice. I want to see the Eiffel Tower and shit.
Now, what about colorism, skin tone discrimination? Have you ever faced any obstacles dealing with colorism? You'll hear stuff like light skin versus dark skin, things of that nature. Never dealt with that?
No. I like all colors, but I do like brown skinned women. Like, I got a preference, but I just like pretty women. Or people in general. I don't look at nobody to be less than anything that I am, you know. I ain't really no racist or person that like to discriminate in no type of way.
What about music-wise? Have you faced any obstacles due to racism or colorism music-wise on the music side of things?
No. I can't say, not that I can recall.
Now let's say somebody's watching this. I don't know if you can give them any advice, but circumstances could be different for everybody. But let's say there's somebody going through it because of who they are, their ethnicity, their nationality, their race. Maybe even a situation like you have been through, you know, where you got kicked out, you were discriminated against, that sort of thing. Any advice to somebody going through those motions right now?
Just, if you react negative to a negative situation, then that's gonna decide how the rest of your day might go. So my daddy tell me to be positive even when somebody being negative, because that's the only way you could beat a negative is with a positive. So don't let nobody put a dapper in your day. Like, fuck 'em. Feel me? I don't really try to let shit get to me too much, even though we all human and, you know, we ain't exempt to nothing. But I would definitely say, fuck the negative shit. We on some positive shit. And if you want to be negative, you can go that way with that shit.